Alrighty, so here is the game plan. This car has a lot less stuff to take off than the 80 series did, thankfully. So we're hoping to smash through that all in day one. Things like the snorkel, the scrub rails, the mirrors, a couple of bits and pieces off the back, like where the airbags get pumped up and inflated from. We're going to be taking the scoop insert out. We're going to be wrapping that front sort of fascia. We're going to be doing all sorts of things. So the teardown and cleaning day is a really important one. I'm going to be jumping on the tools and helping Adrian out. Then we've got a couple of big days of wrap. I can't wait to jump up on the computer and show you the design we have. It's very similar to the 80 series, but with a bit of a twist that was specifically requested by Rihanna. So I'm excited to make that all happening. We've also got, you wait right there. You remember how stoked we were on the color when we wrapped the 80 series? It's sort of that June beige type color that was the predecessor to the sandy taupe, and that's exactly what the base color of this thing is going to be. So we're going to have a matching 80 series, a matching 79. It's going to look sick. Anyway, I better stop rambling. Give Adrian a hand. I'll get a shot so you guys can see exactly what I'm talking about, but when we took that roof rack off, I don't think it's been off in quite some time. There's a lot of crud built up in there. We've got some of the nonsense invisible cleaner from Chemical Guys. This stuff is super sick, colorless, odorless, safe on every surface, paint, metal, interior, glass, etc. And it leaves no residue so that Adrian doesn't have to kill himself. Getting pretty close to wrap time, but we've hit the first of what will inevitably be many snags. And that is that, I don't know if you've ever fitted a Safari R-Max snorkel to a 79, but it's as if Safari have trust issues with hardware and have put 4,971,000 bolts holding that thing onto the car. The ones at the front, after removing the airbox to get to, the studs are just spinning in the plastic, so whoever's fitted this has tightened them to absolute buggery. And obviously we don't want to hack a snorkel up to wrap and then not have a snorkel to put back on. So yeah, that's pretty good. So we're currently figuring out the game plan. I think with a bit of tape and a bit of skill and leaning on all 10 plus years of Adrian's wizardry, we'll be able to make it work around. And other than that, I think it's time to start wiping down and start wrapping and get some color on it. So, keen.
Rather important when using blowtorch not to put on a seat facing this way. Trust me, I know.
How many times have you had to replace seats?
Now this is probably one for all the parents out there, but you know when at the start of a school year you have to contact all your kids' books and it's really f***ing annoying and it sticks to itself and you get bubbles under it and it's all a bit Imagine that on the largest scale you've ever seen is what we're witnessing behind us. I'm very glad it's Adrian doing it and not me, because there's like a 3 square meter sheet of wrap going on. Chaos. Kicking a lot of goals this morning actually. We have got most of the driver's side of the car wrapped, as you can see. We've gone ahead and got a large majority of the bonnet done as well. Obviously it's still got to be trimmed and we've got to do the scoop insert, but it's all coming together now. Adrian is working on the roof, which you can see up there, which needed a good old cleaning because I'd say that Rhino rack's been on there since the dawn of time, but it's pretty cool seeing this thing all come together, get full color change done, and get rid of as much of that graphite as we possibly can. It's gonna be a big day, I think. It's only, what are we? It's not even 11 o'clock, so we've only been going for about 3 hours. We've got about 4 or 5 good hours left in the day, so. Ooh. It's all gonna be sick. We have had a last minute decision to change up the design a little bit to suit the proportions of our vehicle a little bit better, because we just used to sort of mock up off the internet of a 79, but it's not quite the same tray and canopy look and that sort of thing. So we're now just tweaking that a little bit. And what we're thinking of going to do, well, the original plan was something like this, but what we were thinking was to carry the stripes off the car all the way down the canopy. So what we're now thinking of doing is we're going to end the stripes, wrap them around the back of the body of the car. You can tell that we've actually changed up the colors from the 80 series. Then when we move to the canopy, this was the original sort of rough game plan, but I think we're gonna end the wrap there and then continue some stripes starting from the toolbox at a diagonal up off the end of the canopy, sort of like that. And then we'll pepper the logos down here. So obviously we've got the sponsors that need to be promoted, and then we'll put some Sam Young and some Lost and Living bits and pieces there, and Adrian's really happy. All right, it is day 3 here at All Stuck Up. Now, despite popular belief, Adrian actually does have other jobs and other work and other customers other than me. So, this is day 3. He had a couple of other client cars to finish yesterday afternoon, but we are back and we're getting stuck in. So, where we got up to, we've got the canopy is looking pretty freaking good if you ask me. This canopy is looking good. I think we're gonna leave the guards, you can see there, because they're just gonna be a nightmare to wrap, and also I think having a little bit of grey to break up all that actually looks quite good. But yeah, it's all bloody coming up Millhouse at the moment. Working on the bonnet at the moment, then we've got the guards, we have to deal with that snorkel hullapalooza. It's all happening. I think hopefully by the end of today, the plan will be to have full, finished, touched up, like ivory, dune beige coverage. And then tomorrow, which is Friday, will be layering the decals, the logos, any final touch-ups, and then that'll be that. So put this down and get stuck into it. Best progress. So, Adrian is just getting the stripes, logos, decals ready to go on the Cruiser. Now, obviously we're gonna have the brown and the yellow staying for my design, but we're swapping out the red and the orange for, it's like a purpley mauve and a pink. So it's gonna be sort of that retro inspired design with a little bit of a feminine twist, obviously, because it's the boss's car, not mine. And we like that little, slight different design. I think it's gonna look really cool. My job now is to start putting this whole thing back together. So we've got to put the roof rack back on, we've got a cable tie up some wiring, we've got the spare tire to put back on. Once Adrian's finished laying the stripes on the car, we've obviously got the mirrors, we've got to put the scoop back in, we've got to touch up a few bits and pieces here and there. We've got the width to put on the roof rack, all these bits and pieces. So a little bit of work left ahead of us, but nothing we can't smash out together. So put this thing down and start hooking in. Now you might not know this, but when you're trying to do a heap of work and film, very easy to forget to film. And that's exactly what I've done. So I'm going to quickly run you through the progress. Now, we've been working on this side of the car. The stripes are almost finished getting laid. We've got a couple of bits to touch up still. We put the roof rack back on, which is up there. So the roof rack's back on. We've got a cable tie up some wiring until we go and visit the guys at Darchi and get that fit out all done. Mirrors are back on. We originally had the airbox out because we were trying to take the snorkel off, so that is all back in there. We also just have to obviously finish up the flares. We've got the whip back on. We're gonna do some little sort of detailed stripes on that as well, like we did on my car. And then we've also got the scoop insert, which is up on that cutting table, ready to go back in as well. So things are looking bloody good. You know how just before I did a piece on forgetting to film but assembling the car? Well, I've just done that for several hours. So the finishing touches are just going on. Overall, this thing is looking $1,000,000 freaking dollars. Adrian at All Stuck Up has absolutely knocked it out of the park. It is about 11 o'clock at night, pitch black outside. Tomorrow is meant to be a stunning sunny day. So I reckon we wait until then to show you the finished result. Let's cut to that now. Well, it's hard to believe that just a couple of days ago, that was a pretty boring looking graphite 79, and it's now been transformed into, I think, the perfect blend between retro, modern, vintage Toyota with a twist. It's sort of everything that we were hoping it would turn out to be and more. Adrian and the team at All Stuck Up have absolutely killed it. We came to him with a freaky idea. He said, yep, let's give it a go, and I think the end result speaks for itself. Hopefully Rihanna loves it as much as I do, because I'm absolutely stoked, and hopefully you guys love it as much as we do, because I reckon this thing is going to look the absolute bee's knees as we're lapping Australia. If you want to find out anything about getting your car wrapped, make sure you speak to the All Stuck Up team, and if you have any questions for me, drop them in the comments of this video or shoot me a message on social media. Until next week, guys, appreciate the support. We'll see you soon.